We at the Adventure Bike Shop have used our experience from our own halfway around the world and back travels. To put together a range of products that we think are top quality, will last you a trip, brands we know and trust, products we've used ourselves. Dumb products, and what am I going to say? Welcome to the Adventure Bike Shop. This is now getting good.
The Adventure Bike Shop, proud sponsors of
Adventure Bike TV.
Welcome to Adventure Bike TV, and this month's a pretty special one for us because it's the first episode of our second season, and it's a bumper one for you because we've got two episodes. We've got our regular show and we've also got the best of season one. Not only that, the whole website has had a complete revamp, so it's a super special month for all our viewers. Now it's time for the bike review. We've had a lot of viewers point out to us that there is a particular bike in the KTM range that we've not paid any attention to yet. But it's not the 1290 Adventure and it's not the 1050. It is the KTM 690 Enduro R.
What if a bike could change its skin? What if one bike had the ability to do the work of many? An enduro racer, a rally bike, an adventure bike, even a supermoto. Well, some claim there is one bike out there that can. They claim it is the KTM 690 Enduro R. But can it really do all they claim? We've actually got two 690 Enduro Rs on review here, a 2013 and a 2014 model. Just in case you weren't already aware, these bikes are 4-stroke, liquid-cooled single-cylinder engines, so there's nothing old school about the power units. At first glance, there are some subtle differences in the bodywork between the two, but as you dig deeper, the differences are rather more significant. Most significant is the ride-by-wire throttle, which replaces the 2013 conventional cable system, and it gives you the choice of 4 different riding modes: standard, sport and comfort, with a bad fuel mode. The KTM claim will allow the bike to run on fuel as low as 80 octane. The newer engine also features twin spark ignition, which according to KTM makes it 8 to 10% more efficient than the 2013 model, which in theory could help it achieve a mightily frugal 80 miles per gallon figure. Now that is impressive.
But there's a bit of a story about how we actually came to have these bikes, because we were driving over to Forest of Dean.
Yeah, we're going mountain biking and stuck in the traffic on the way to Forest of Dean, and it just came up that the Freeride was a great bike, but it just wasn't a lot of fun on the road, and we really hadn't used it much because if we wanted to use it, we had to stick it on a trailer and go miles.
Yeah, you go over about 40 miles an hour with it and it just shakes your bones out your skin.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, great bike off-road, but unless you've got a trailer and are prepared to invest your time in travelling somewhere, it's not a lot of good. Well, certainly it wasn't a lot of good for me because I wanted to ride a bike, not look at it in a garage or travel a long way to get some fun out of it.
So we were in the car riding to Ferocity and you had a new plan.
Well, it wasn't such a new plan, it was just one of those on the spur of the moment things, which is actually I've seen an Enduro and it looks like it could do both. I could take it on the road, I could ride to the trail rather than spend 2 hours getting the car ready and sticking the free ride on the trailer. So for me, it was a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah, for me, I wasn't too sure to start with because they're 50 kilos heavier, and it took you all of about 4.5 minutes to persuade me it was the right bike to change it for. And we're out today to actually try it for real.
Yeah, and I think, well, hopefully we'll see, but I've got a lot of high expectation riding on this thing today, and also, if it was a bad choice, I'm sure you're not going to let me hear the last of it.
Let's take them out for a spin.
On the tarmac, the off-road abilities do compromise the handling somewhat, and if you ride it in the wet with knobbly tyres, you're as likely to start drifting round corners as you are to ride round them, if you're not careful. The 690R has a legion of passionate devotees. There's few bikes out there that really get the full chameleon treatment from their owners. The most common transformation is into a fully fledged rally type machine, but the addition of racks and cases on the back and a longer range fuel tank turns it into a hugely capable adventure bike with more off-road capability than pretty much anything else out there on the market. And it's a real fun handful on the tarmac as well. The transmission ratios are closer on the 690 than a more focused adventure tourer type, which means it's a little more like a motocross in acceleration than a road-oriented machine. I really rather like it. It's so easy to start lifting the front wheel, you'd better watch out. It could be a fine line between an elegant and posy front wheel lift and an embarrassing and dangerous backflip.
On Adventure Bike TV, we have often had what is sometimes a heated debate about what would make the perfect adventure bike, and it depends on your budget and where you're going, of course, and personal preference. So we came up with a set of our own criteria. It's got to be something which can go 50% off-road and 50% on-road, capable of doing long distances on tarmac when you need it to, in relative comfort, at a good, decent cruising speed, something that you could probably do a few other activities on, maybe a bit of enduro potentially, and something that you can take either hard or soft luggage. And I am wondering maybe whether the KTM Enduro 690R is that bike. What do you think?
For me, it ticks all those boxes you just covered, and it enables us to do short rides, long rides, on-road, off-road. It really is that bike.
Yeah, I think so. So, the important question is, and I think not so much this time would either of us have one of these in our garage because we already do, but having bought them and had them for a couple of weeks and now having had a chance to ride them, have we made the right decision?
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
It is that bike, and you know, it is that bike. It is a hell yes bike.
I think it is. So that was the 690 Enduro R, and we're going to be coming back to that bike later in the year when we're going to be changing its clothing, and then again on the Adventure Bike TV Christmas Special Adventure. But now it's time for something just a little bit different, and we've been talking in the office about polishing up our off-road adventure skills. And there's loads of places around the country you can go to do enduro training or motocross or adventure riding. But there's only one place that only uses electric bikes, and that is Escape. I guess my expectation of coming to an off-road motorcycle school probably involved a cold, miserable field, a tea-urn, a porta cabin and a chemical toilet. And after 3 hours and a 6 o'clock start this morning, actually this is a real surprise. A fantastic facility, but now I need to go in and start my briefing. Okay, so our turn's just come round. Got my crash helmet, goggles, gloves. I need to go and get kitted up with my jacket and my boots and then get out there and have some fun. When you first get on the bike, the strangest thing is the fact that the brakes are set up like a mountain bike. So I'm immediately trying to pull in the clutch on the left-hand side, but actually it's my rear brake. And my feet are going up and down, but there's nothing there for them to play with. There's no rear brake and there's no gear change. And of course, the power is completely different. The delivery is immediate, smooth, very torquey. So you pull back hard on the throttle, and the front wheel's lifting or the rear wheel's spinning. It's really incredibly different and is taking some getting used to. I was joined today by a very old friend of mine who I've done loads of bike adventures with, Andrew. Hi. And he came along with his little boy Joseph. They just came along to watch, but they were so impressed by what they saw, they're both going to go out and have a go. Such a great way of getting kids into motorcycling, which of course is the start of adventure motorcycling. Although I had to say, watching Andrew's face as his dad was a complete picture. It was just...
I'm not nervous at all. I am petrified.
When we arrived this morning, there was a group who was already training on the track when we got here, and this young lady took her crash helmet off as we arrived, and her face was beaming so much I had to get her on camera. So this is Olivia, and so
Hi.
you were here when we got here.
Yeah.
But you do ride on the road, don't you? You
Yeah.
have ridden before.
Yeah. I used to have a road bike, and yeah, I ride a bicycle and stuff now. So this is like a bit of an in-between for me.
So how long had it been since you've been on a motorbike?
Probably about 7 or 8 years.
Right.
Quite a while. Yeah. So excited to like get on the bike today, and yeah, it's been really good. We did kind of the intermediate, the basic training, and then we just went out and just rode on the track. So it was really good.
Yeah. And you were saying to me earlier that you were desperate to get the jumps going.
Yeah.
You were, weren't you? You were
Yeah,
I was watching
I
you
will
jumping
next
10 foot in the
time.
air.
Yeah. I tried to just stand up most of the way around as well, just to try and change things up a little bit. Yeah.
So you'll be coming back?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah.
Now I'm sat with Stuart, who is the owner of Escape. So Stuart, thank you very much for inviting us and letting us use your facilities here today.
Glad you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something as well.
A lot. Yeah. Good. So I was reading on the website about bringing your own bike. Is that something you're thinking about doing in the future?
Well, yeah, when more electric bikes become available in the UK, at the moment there's only one main manufacturer, and that's KTM. So, and there aren't many people out there that are actively buying those. But when they do, sure, yeah, we're quite happy to just rent people track time as long as they can prove initially, yeah, that they're safe and steady. Then they can come and bring their bikes on the track. From all the off-road events I've ever been to in the past, you turn up, it's usually in the middle of nowhere. You've got a porta cabin if you're lucky with a tea urn or a dodgy burger van there. So we wanted to do something that was nice for people to visit who aren't necessarily bikers. So if you're coming with family, then at least the family can sit here and have a nice cup of tea and see the action. Whereas You know, when you go to one of these off-road events, the ones I used to go in, you'd see the start, and then you'd see bikes again for about another sort of half hour or so, and you'd come back through, and in the meantime, you know, people you'd taken there were just kicking around doing nothing. So here we've got a nice place people can come and stay and chat, and you know, we do get quite a lot of family gatherings here. Who some of them come and ride, some of them just come for a cup of tea and a bit of cake. And
Is it open all year round?
We've been open all year round so far. The winters are quite tough, to be honest. The electric motorcycles don't do particularly well in the winter. Obviously, they use a lot more energy getting around the track, clogged in mud. Some of the electric motors don't get on well with too much moisture in them. They take an awful lot of cleaning off at the end of the day. But yeah, we kept going all the way through winter last year, and in fact, some of our busiest days have been mid-January. You know, so we've had, I think, our busiest day was 28th of January, and we had absolutely end-to-end people coming in, a couple of motorcycle clubs coming in. So I think a lot of people use winter time as an opportunity to do something on two wheels, even if they can't get out on their own bike and do something.
So we've finished our day with Escape, and before I came here I really wasn't 100% sure of what to expect, as I've never ridden electric bikes off-road before. As a venue, the place is fantastic. It's great to bring a family with friends because you can sit and have a cup of tea or something to eat whilst you're watching pretty much the whole track. And in terms of riding the electric bikes, they are actually amazingly good fun. And if you're wanting to start riding a bike for the first time, or start learning off-road skills, or polish up your existing off-road skills, I'm really struggling to think of a better way to do it. Now it's time for a break, and when we come back we have our usual suspects: Top Tech, Under the Visor, and our trip report.
We have the largest selection of hard luggage under the one roof in this country. Bollocks. sole UK stockist of the Redverse 10, the original park your bike in the garage 10. We also have a range of tents and other camping equipment from a number of trusted brands. That was
Welcome back from the break, and now it's time for Top Tech. And this month we're looking at a piece of kit that is often overlooked, or in my case more usually forgotten. It's your adventure towel. On this month's Top Tech, Cotswold Outdoor have provided us with a Life Venture soft fibre Trek towel. And I absolutely love these type of things. For me, when I'm away on a trip, trying to get dry with paper towels or a tiny corner of rag is just absolutely rubbish. I want to have a towel that I can wrap around myself and feel like I'm drying off as if I'm at home. And this gets pretty close. And for something that is really not much bigger than my hand, it dries up to 8 times quicker than a standard beach towel. And get this, it will actually absorb 9 times its own weight in water. So it's an absolute must-have. And as always, we've got one as a prize. If you're interested in winning it, go to the competition page on the Adventure Bike TV website. Now it's time for Under the Visor. Now you may not have heard of Lee Davis, but once you've seen his interview, you may want to join his legion of Facebook followers.
James Cargo Motorcycle Shipping sponsors Under the Visor.
I'm Lee Davis, and I've been brought up in the Swansea Valley, lived here all my life, and recently got very, very interested in adventure motorcycling. I've always been a sports bike rider, and maybe it's that middle-aged thing, but I got to a certain point and thought life with my knee on the floor or one wheel on the floor isn't safe anymore. So thought I'd get into adventure motorcycling, and from there decided to go and buy myself a Yamaha XT660Z, and hated it. It was a little bit slow, a little bit heavy, and I couldn't ride it. So after doing 7,500 miles in 3 months, I went up to visit Nick Sanders to talk about going to Mongolia, and from there decided I need to do something else. The bike isn't good enough, so I went back to the dealer to see what they had to offer, and ended up riding away that day on a Yamaha FZ8 Phaser 800. Us on Facebook, everybody's seen it, because after about 600 miles I'd absolutely ruined the rear tyre, the bog standard tyre, and was heading down to get it serviced and bumped into Graham Matcham from Continental Tyres, who happened to have on display his BMW S1000RR on a set of TKC 80s, and I asked Graham, do you make them to fit the FZ8? Yeah, certainly do. And I thought, well, I'll give them a shot. It'll look a bit different. So after 600 miles, I put these tyres on. I'm now up to nearly 16,000 miles and haven't put any different manufacturer or type of tyre on since. So putting the tyres on, I thought I'd best give it a try, and rode off-road, and was absolutely stunned at the results. Okay, the bike's heavy and low to the ground, but I could go most places that people on GS's and everything else were riding. Plus, when I hit the tarmac, I could still get my knee down and play around with the sports bike over my favourite road over the Black Mountain in Swansea. Last year was probably the first long distance ride I'd done on the Phaser. I did 3,500 miles in 4 days. Went down to ride the Stella Alpina, just as a bit of a joke really, with some friends, David Pickering and one of your previous guests, Tracy Wheeler. And we made it down to Italy in a day, rode the Stella Alpina, and then I cleared off on my own, left them behind in the campsite, and did my first iron butt. Did 1,080 miles on the same set of tyres, and took an off-road come road route back from Italy back to Wales. And then from there really, I've looked at doing quite a number of different rides, culminating in this year's adventure, which will take me back to the Stella Alpina and from there up to Nordkapp, hopefully into St. Petersburg and round through Estonia, Latvia and home from there. It's around about 8,500 mile trip in 2 weeks, all being well. To be honest, I've never really thought of myself as anything other than Joe Blogs on Facebook, and happen to be quite the chatty guy when we go to shows and places like that, and I've got to meet various people, you know, Bernard Smith, Graham Field and the likes, and it's just grown from there. And it is rather surprising when I go to places and people say, oh, you're the guy on the phaser. And there's a clip on YouTube of me riding up the Stella Alpina, which has had 50-odd thousand hits apparently, and I've not seen the clip myself. But I guess it's unusual to see a phaser in the woods or up in the Alps or anywhere else. So I suppose people are just intrigued as to why is this guy riding a sports bike in the woods. But as for the Facebook thing, it's an honour to meet and speak to like-minded people, whoever they are. I'm just lucky. Because of where we live, I suppose it kind of harks back to the fact that we're all born to ride and forced to work. So I can't get to clear off around the world and do all these fantastic trips that I'd love to do, simply because I've got to hold down a full-time job. So events happened that allowed us to embark on this little adventure of our own, whereby we've got an accommodation that we can let to like-minded people for adventures within Wales. I myself guide rides locally, and through my mountain biking experience can take people to places that aren't necessarily on the map. And I spent a lot of time in mid Wales around Llanrwstyd Wells and other places, and picked up the local legends and the myths and learned about the geology of the place. So having taken guided rides out, we thought it would be a good opportunity to see if we could make some money from it by renting the accommodation out, putting people in there for long weekends and giving them a nice tour of Wales for a nominal fee. So we've just today launched a girls only event, so we're hoping that's going to attract a different audience and just put a different spin on it as well. I met Henry last year at that's 2014 bike shed event in Tobacco Dock, where I'd shed built a custom motorcycle, put it on show in London, and Henry just happened to be walking through the show, picked up on my bike and asked if he could do a little piece to camera. So I said yes, okay, after quite a few Budweisers. Bravado was there, and it turned out to be quite a lengthy feature on one of his episodes for, I've forgotten the name of the show. What was it called? Oh, that's right, it was called the Henry Cole Motorcycle Show. How could I forget that? Anyway, so yeah, the bike was on the TV, and I kept in touch with Hamish, the producer, and we decided we were going to probably expand on a few things along the same sort of theme as I've just described, of doing some touring around Wales. So at the moment that hasn't progressed, but you never know, maybe Adventure Bike TV would like to jump on the bandwagon. Next year we have quite an exciting prospect. My wife has passed her CBT but doesn't actually hold a full license, so my daughter's big into motorcycling as well. She rides a little PW80. At 10-year-old she's probably a better rider than I am, and next year she's going to be my pillion, assuming Helen passes her bike test, and we're planning to ride from New York through to Vancouver. We're going to hire some motorbikes out there. We have a family wedding in Canada, so that's next year's plan. From there, largely depends on work and how much time off I can get. But we intend to do a lot more motorcycling as a family, and we'll see how this little business venture turns out.
James Cargo Motorcycle Shipping sponsors Under the Visor.
Over the last few months, we've visited the Great Arctic Bike-Off adventure a couple of times. And the last time we visited it, we left Mark lying by the side of the road. Let's pick up the story there and see what happened.
Mark? Please, yes. Please.
Difficult to know where to start on a day like today, really. It's one of those days you kind of plan for and anticipate and massively hope it never ever happens, where one of your team has an accident. And if I'd been recording this 2 hours ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to speak. As is, I still feel a bit shaky doing it now, actually. We were coming down what is effectively the motorway here, about 60 miles outside of Helsinki, and I'd been joking with the other guys on previous nights about, as I'm leading, always looking in my rearview mirrors to check out that the lights for everybody else behind me. And at any point when I don't see those lights, your heart starts beating faster because your instinct is to think, what's happened? And of course it's always because someone's got to pull over to adjust their crash helmet or something simple. And on this occasion, I literally looked at my wing mirrors, everyone was there, and 15 seconds later I looked at my wing mirrors and they weren't. And I pulled over onto the hard shoulder and a car pulled over right after me, and the guy got out and he said, "Are you with other bikers?" And I said yes, and he said, "There's been an accident." And at that point you can almost throw up in your crash helmet because you've got no idea what's happened. And I turned around and went back down the motorway. I managed to cross over the central reservation.
Yeah, it's got a couple of grazes. There's an ambulance on the way. But yeah, no, he's okay. He's up and walking around. We're trying to get him to sit down saying that he might be shot. There's an ambulance on the way.
And the first thing I saw was a bike in pieces across the central reservation. But then the next thing I saw was everyone standing up. So at least at that point you think, it doesn't matter what else is going to happen today, everyone's at least standing up. And what happened was an animal had run out in front of Mark's bike and he'd moved quickly or kind of swerved to avoid it, which had started the bike wobbling, and the wobble led to the bike going over. And so consequently he went down, the bike went down, and 10 minutes later we were surrounded by police and an ambulance. So Mark's gone to hospital, which left us, and particularly me, with a dilemma, which is, do we follow him to hospital and see what happens, or do we carry on and try and get to the ferry, get to Estonia? Because if we didn't, then we be a day behind. But I mean, that's insignificant in importance because Mark's well-being is the most important bit. But it was actually him really who made the decision, because he said, look, I'm okay, they're just going to check me out. The only way I can get home is to use public transport and fly home, and I don't want you guys to struggle with finishing the trip. He said that for him was the most important things that we carried on. Our search for aristocratic residency seemed to be taking a turn for the worse, as we were literally being led down a garden path. But then look what we found as we turned the corner. So, day 2 in Estonia, and we've come to Resipir, I don't understand it French because it's Estonian, Resipir Manor. And from my limited research, this was built in 1818 and is neoclassical architecture. And that's about as far as I'm going to go with the boring stuff, because actually it's just amazing to look at. And it's completely empty, and apparently has been for years and years and years.
You're wet, you'd better come in.
There was a door leading in, and it's obviously been barred at some point. There's a great big bar across it, but it was jimmied open, and I guess there's people been in here, so we are able to get inside.
Well, this piece of paper says 28th of August 1980, and it's written in Russian.
Wow. This doesn't look how I imagine the inside of this place to look. It does look more hospital-ish, doesn't it? Look at this. See, that is not manorish, that is hospitalish. Maybe Martin did see that.
It's up in the ballroom.
Wow.
It may have looked imposing on the outside, but on the inside, old hospital or not, it just gave me the creeps.
Oh, stairs. Martin? Follow the sound of my voice. We found the creepy stairs up to the attic. What's up there?
More rooms. They're officially creeped out, but I'd probably go and stand outside.
You that creeped out?
Yeah. And, just in case it wasn't already creepy enough, watch carefully for the face on the wall, the brick-top doorway,
Again, weird.
and the eyes in the middle left of the screen.
It's time for a break now, and when we come back, I'm going to share with you possibly the most fun I've had on a single weekend on a motorcycle.
Adventure Bike Shop, we also do a wide range of soft luggage, if that's more your thing.
This year, the Adventure Travel Film Festival is moving to a new location.
So where are you kids heading? The Adventure Travel Film Festival. Sounds cool. Sounds cool? What's this?
I'm alive, and I'm seeing things mighty clear today. I'm alive.
We really care about the adventure motorcycle market and try to make it as many shows as possible to see our customers. So if you can't come to the shop, come see us at a show.
Welcome back from the break. Now, a few weekends ago, I took my KTM 690 Enduro R down to Wales with a whole bunch of friends for the Taffy Dakar. We're back at the ancient Britain in the glorious South Wales, and this time it's for the Taffy Dakar Rally. Now, when we got here last night, we were expecting to have a nice, relaxed evening. Unfortunately, we were then handed out a load of grid reference points and maps and had to spend 2 hours sorting them all out in the pub. Well, I say we, actually it was Tom, because he was really good at it. But we've brought the glorious sunshine and steamy hot weather with us. No, in fact, I'm completely lying. It's raining and it's cold and it's windy. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to be off having super duper fun on the bikes today. I thought I should introduce you to my really happy and cheerful team Adventure Bike TV. Before I do so, just introduce you to my bike. This is the KTM 690 Enduro R, and it's the first time I've taken it off-road in anger, but you'll see more of it on Adventure Bike TV in the coming months. So, over to the team. Nathan, introduce yourself and your trusted steed.
This is my GS. I've removed the screen because I've still not fixed the bracket, so I've removed that for off-road, and I've fitted some Rider crash bars, so all set and ready to go. Got my tin of mackerel. Just, can you cut that out?
Alright, Dave.
Hello, this is my XT660. Unfortunately, unlike Nathan, mine doesn't come with the screen, so but I haven't got that optional extra. But what I do have, road tyres. So, gonna give the off-road a go. We'll see what happens.
Hi, I'm Giles. I'm going to be riding, for some reason, a 1950s Matchless, which is a road bike with off-road tyres and road gearing, and it's a bit small.
Hi, I'm Ferry, and I'm riding this Suzuki Vistrom 2014 on off-road tyres, and I'm looking forward for the event.
Hi there, we're the girls from Girls on Gravel. We did an episode earlier on Adventure Bike TV where we tried off-road biking for the first time. We said we were going to give the Taffy Dakar a go, and we're sticking to it. We're here, it's raining, we're totally up for it, and unfortunately Julia couldn't make it, but the rest of us are up for it and we're gonna go have some fun.
Team Fanny Adams!
My coffee tasted of curry this morning.
We're here, we've marked on the six-figure grid references.
This isn't our map, is it?
Well, I think this is the medium difficulty
We've gone
one.
for the medium one.
Well, we've got the uber difficult one. So why are we looking at that?
Because we just marked on the middle ground one. Nobody told us not to. Who's in charge?
Where's our map?
When
we go across, I'm getting all these pages wet. We go across, then we've got this. We'll come up, and then we have all of this.
There's 3 different sheets, isn't there?
Yeah. There's
Can you
road,
mix? Are you
easy,
allowed to
hard.
mix and match?
No.
You're not. Oh, that destroys that one, does it? But then we're not here to win, are we? So
no.
No.
We are here to take part.
Yes, we
though.
are.
Oh, are we?
No.
Okay.
We can win, we just can't film any of it because we don't want to slow ourselves down. And also everyone else has kind of left already.
Oh.
And we're still planning our route.
Well, no, that
I've done one of these rallies, and it's been a bit of a revelation actually. I'm really rather enjoying myself. I think that's helped by the fact that I'm not having to navigate. That Giles from James Cargo has been our navigator, so I'm just able to ride and enjoy the riding. And
yeah, it's nice, beautiful scenery. I was thinking that just down there. It's like just being out on the bikes in this kind of scenery. There's nobody else, nor the traffic or anything, and
it's not raining.
And it's not raining. Yeah, no, beautiful trails, and it's good to have a mixture of bikes because everybody's holding up. We've got a guy on road tyres and he's doing all right, and Giles, who's on a vintage bike, he's doing all right. A few of us on big bikes, we're doing all right. So only a few falls, nothing major.
I'm amazed everyone stayed on. I mean, the guy on the Dave is on the road tyres. I've seen him almost sideways, both tyres down one of the muddy tracks.
Yeah.
And Giles on his matchless. I mean, just goes to show.
It does. Any bike, yeah. No, it's great. Looking forward to the rest of this.
I have one thing to say. I'm glad I'm not on the bike with road tyres.
This is a trail, and we're attacking it twice.
Thank you all for coming to the 2015 Taffy Dakar. Well done. Nobody died. That's the main thing.
So we've competed in the Taffy Dakar. We've won the Pembroke Award, which is very cool. Our other members are in the pub. Thanks to Adventure Bike TV for introducing us all together. It's amazing, and happy days.
Happy days, and we're going to go celebrate with a pint of Buckham.
Yay!
Well, that was a show, and thank you, as always, for watching. But don't forget, it's a bumper month for you guys. Stop watching me, go to the next show, because it's got all the best bits from last year, including me, Nathan, and Tammy. Oh, I know. Thank you. I love you too. We're such professionals.
The argument about
So,
what we are.
first of all, Dave's not on our team, so you can piss off. No, I'm kidding. Come back, Dave. I was only joking.
What was the award actually for?
I don't know. I was talking to a sort of random person in the audience. We were going to have a roly-poly competition.
A roly-poly competition?
Yeah, man.
With me.
Yes.
Okay. Like a big thing in the face.
It looks like it's right in front of your face.
Yeah, it does.
It won't appear in the film. No, Graham, do what you're told. Tom is the director. Graham is just the person in front of the camera. He needs to do what he's told. Sorry, Tom. I can not say that if you want me to say that. You told me you were. Being a presenter on Adventure Bike TV is so interesting.
Sorry, Graham, what have you been doing all day?
I'll be riding bikes. That bit's brilliant, but presenting's really boring. Professional. Yes, welcome to Escape. How can I help you? Cappuccino, please, at the front. Yeah. We've just come back from doing a very nice puddle shot, and Tom, being the utter professional that he is, had to get really, really close. He's got a little bit of moisture on him.
Have a hug. Give me a hug.
Okay, 1 minute.
Leg quad trapped. Yeah. It's because my boots actually caught under the seat. Is it out? One more time and then...
I did great. Great adverts, rubbish at adventures.
You get it wrong, it's yours. Right, we'll do it one more time and then...
I did great. Great adverts, rubbish at adventures.
I didn't hear it click.
It's not. It's a recording. It's not a photo. But we will do a photo after this.
We're talking.
Okay. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Rubbish adverts, great